Hello, my name is Martin. I didn't think much about God or Jesus for the first 25 years of my life. I went to church sometimes with my mother, and I was sincere, but it hadn't really penetrated in my heart. I went to school and university in Southern Africa, in what's now Zimbabwe, where I studied law and had a good time, played rugby, lots of social drinking. And when I left university, I got a job as a public prosecutor in the magistrates' courts and ultimately as a barrister in the High Court. And I was doing pretty well on my own, I thought, which is what I was doing. It's actually quite a good definition of sin, which is, I think, trying to live life without God. I met life with a real bump after that, however, when my wife Gail and I came to England at aged 25, and there was no money. What money we had been stopped. There was no job. We had no accommodation. We were sleeping on somebody's floor in London, and suddenly life looked very different through those eyes. I got a job temporarily with a supermarket, cutting cheese and chopping up chickens while I was looking for a legal job, which I got, but I was earning per year what I had been earning per month in the country I'd left. When I qualified, we were expecting our first child. Our daughter Tanya was born, and shortly after she came home from the maternity unit, we could sense that something was very wrong, which it was. They rushed her into hospital because she had been suffering from fits and had a very high temperature. And we pressed them to tell us what it was, and they said they suspected meningitis, but there was nothing they could do other than treat the symptoms, try to keep the temperature down, and give antibiotics, which they didn't think would help. I went home one night from the hospital and I was just desperate, and I dropped on my knees and I cried out to God. I said, God, if you're really there, if you exist, then you've got to help us. You're the only one who can. The best doctors and nurses and specialists in this country, in this city, can't help us. And the extraordinary thing is, the next day we went into hospital and her temperature had come down. It was normal. The fits had stopped. The doctors couldn't explain it. It was just no coincidence, and we knew it. Within a couple of days, Tanya came home and just went from strength to strength. And I was challenged. I prayed to this God. He'd answered my prayers beyond all expectation. And having wrestled with some of the facts that I had to work through, I eventually, within a few months, made my commitment to Jesus. I said, I'm not going to live my life as a self-sufficient creature anymore. I've not done that well. Please come into my life and run it for me. Help me. I need your help. I'm so grateful. And God took me at my word. Jesus has been a wonderful guide ever since. He's helped me in my business practice. In 1988, I started my own firm as solicitors, and God led me to the right premises, to find the right assistant and secretary, and to find a safe to lock up the title deeds, to keep the building societies happy. He brought a wonderful, steady supply of work, of clients, not too much, not too little, just right, all the way through my professional career. And he's been with me through the ups and downs, and there have been many of those, until I finally retired 3 years ago. Now I still have that strong sense of justice that I've always had, and I'm trying to channel it through IJM, which is International Justice Mission, and Stop the Traffic, TRAFFIK, which is a local organisation, both committed to fighting modern slavery and to rescuing the victims of modern slavery. Both matters very much on God's heart. God is a wonderful God. He's never let me down, and I know he never will.